I'm here with Tony. We're going to try another supportive session so you get an idea of what it might look like to be cuddled, at least by me, and what that looked like if you came and visited me. So in the session, we're going to try a few different positions that I haven't demonstrated, and especially for those who maybe aren't ready for like that full-on smush with another human being. Totally get it. Like not everyone wants to be like up close like that. So just gonna throw in a few extra kind of nurturing and affectionate and caring types of positions. So enjoy. Oh, always like make comments, some of your thoughts. If you're looking for something in particular, let me know. All right. And a reminder, you may not be able to hear our dialogue. It's kind of the point. I not might. So this is, this is like a bubble. We're gonna have our own little bubble, and you just get to watch and be a voyeur on what it's like, but it won't be, we're not doing it for you. This is for him. Enjoy. Okay. Welcome to your session. So for the beginning, I think you remember many years ago, there's two major promises that I'd like for us both to acknowledge with each other. The first promise, I'll promise you that I will only do the things that I'm comfortable with. What that also means is that you do not need to take care of me. So, oh, I forgot my watch. It's okay. I have a clock over there. For the next however long until 2 something, this is for you. It's your session for your what works for you. So even though I'll be guiding it, I'm still always thinking about what will work for you. And I also ask you to make the same promise to me that you will only do the things that you're comfortable with. Yes. Okay. Excellent. If you, well, that also means if you don't like something, you can change your mind. Or if you're not comfortable, or if, like you said, some shoulder stuff, whatever shows up, just let me know. And I need you to promise to let me know because I can't read your mind. Okay. Body positions, body parts that are off limits. Of course, the genitals. I also include like my butt crack. These are very direct. Nipples and touching my lips. Those are the things that I'm okay with touch. And let's see what else is there. Is there any part of your body that you don't want touched, or that's because of injury, or
No, because even the shoulders there, they were covering, or we covered most, for the most part. It's just like lifting weights. I have a problem in the squat bar. I got that. What do they call it? That one,
SSB?
because I can't reach all the way back like that. So that's what I
Hold
was.
it up here in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, oh. Now, is there any part of your body that you would like touched? That would feel really good just to
Um,
touch.
anything, because just like you said, the purpose of this whole thing is feeling touch. Because some people don't get that as much, or I didn't get it as a child. So yeah, whatever
Okay. Anything?
you feel
There,
comfortable
yeah, they're right there. For me, anywhere you see skin, you can touch. It's comfortable for me. And I also, if there's access to my belly, you can touch my belly, or like my back skin. I can take my shirt. This part can come off, but okay with that kind of touching for that position. That works. Okay, you ready to get started?
with. Yeah.
Okay.
And you said we're not on audio, or
I don't know. Actually, you know what?
okay.
Voices are funny. So I don't even know what picked up the camera. I think it picked up the music from the last video, and it said it couldn't be monetized because it picked up certain songs that are copyrighted. I'm like, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the music's for us, but I don't really care. All right, so I'm gonna have you sit right here between us. Don't lean back quite yet.
Keep that
Just stay
closer.
right there.
Oh.
Yeah, just stay right there real quick. And something I think is really important, even though like our minds might be ready to be like, yeah, I'm ready to come in, jump in. Remember, like pretending like you're a newbie. So sometimes people are really nervous and anxious about all this. So I do want to check in with the body and make sure that the body is okay with being touched, not just like the mind being ready to jump in. So I'm gonna ask your body, Tony's body, may I touch you?
You asking me, or you?
It said yes.
Okay.
Well, I got
Oh, yeah.
I got the sense that it was yes. I haven't heard a no yet, so until that day happens, I don't know what the no is. And so I'm gonna put my hands on your back just so you can feel my energy. So you know it's safe, you're safe, and even though you're on camera, it's safe, everything's safe, nothing bad's gonna happen. And when you're ready, I invite you to lean back. I'll steer you. Yeah, it's funny, I haven't really listened to the other one to see if they can hear us, but try not to say anything too controversial. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but you know, just in case.
So can I put my hands on your legs or not?
Yeah, so I welcome, you can touch me. This is a two-way touch, so I touch you, you can touch me.
I'm not too heavy on you, am I?
No, are you serious? I've had 300 plus pound people here. And they do this. If anything, you can ask yourself, why would you ask that question? And that might say a lot more about your own concerns about how you show up in people's lives. Like, are you too much?
Sense.
Are you too much? Are you know, bothering? Or do you not want to take up a space or take up a room?
Sometimes it feels that way.
So one of my kind of rules, personal rules, is that if you talk, I talk, but if you don't talk, I don't talk.
Oh.
And if you want to stay silent and you want me to talk, I invite you to ask me a question. But this is your session. You can decide how you'd like to be talking about. But if you want to share more about your family or healthcare, I don't know, your own shoulders, your surgeries, and I'm happy to hear about that.
Well, like I said, I'm just getting to the point where I can start want to work out. You know, remember I told you I built that home gym? So, yeah, it's really nice. And but yeah, for the last year and a half, I haven't really utilized it at all. And it's not really an excuse because from the waist down, I wasn't hurting, you know, so I could have still been doing that. But,
do you have like safety bars and stuff for your squats?
Yeah.
Like you feel safe. Okay.
I got a squat rack. But yeah, I just noticed when I went in here just a month ago or so, I tried to do a squat and I couldn't reach back far enough to hold that bar, and before the surgeries it wasn't the case. So that's when I ordered that, what do they call it, a safety bar or something?
Yeah, the safety bar.
Yeah, so that makes it so much easier.
It's harder. That's usually heavier.
Really?
How much is yours?
Makes sense. Don't even know.
It should be like 65, I think.
And the regular's 45, right?
45.
Yeah. that out.
And it's actually harder because the weight is more forward
Yeah,
as well.
I've seen
So
that.
it really, I think it's more of a quad workout because it requires you to be more upright. I think, if I remember correctly. And I really did it the last couple of years. But,
Well, I'm hoping I can get back to a regular one, but if not, no, that's the alternative.
are you doing any shoulder mobility work?
Uh, Physical therapy. Uh, in fact, I only have like one session left.
So do they give you workouts to increase your mobility, or do they tell you it's limited for good? Like,
No, they gave me these printouts of things I should be doing at home. It's basically the same stuff we do in the clinic, but I keep forgetting.
yeah, that's gotta be important. Like it needs to be part of your just like your home workout too.
Yeah, and that's what when I built that gym, I wasn't, and I'm still not, like where you get addicted to working out, kind of like you
Yeah.
with the squats, and I was hoping to get to that point because I said, man, I'll live in this gym, you know, because it's a whole 2-car garage. It's
Wow.
just full
And
of
you're
equipment.
retired, so yeah.
Yeah.
So would you be open for me sharing something that I'm starting?
Yeah.
Because I dropped the competition.
Yeah, I read that.
And I'm like, you know what? Now I can play with stuff and like explore things. And so last fall, I had someone tell me about the power of 10. Have you heard of this?
It sounds familiar, but probably if you tell me about it, it'll come back.
So basically, it's the most supposedly effective and efficient workout there is.
Really?
Doesn't require barely like maybe 20-30 minutes once a week. Okay, that right away I'm just like, nah, that's too good to be true.
Yeah, right.
So here's how it works. You do only like 6 to 7 movements. And you're strategic about which ones you use so that you're doing your entire body. And then each movement you only do one set. Hold on.
Yeah, that does.
One set. And that's if you do it. And only 6 to 8 reps. Okay, that's it. One set, 6 to 8 reps. And then you do one movement and you move on to the next one. And it's, how did they say? But the key is how you do it. So let's say you're doing like, I go to the gym, so I do a leg press. You do in the concentric, like as you pushing it out, it's 10 seconds. And then 10 seconds back. And you have to find the right way. That's actually what I'm doing right now, is trying to find out the perfect way where I could only do it for 6 to 8 reps. And the point is, at the last rep that I do, I can't do anymore.
But that was going to be my question is, so if you're only doing, 6 to 8 reps, are you using like the max weight that you...
Like I can do 6 to 8 reps at that speed. That's the hard part, it's the speed.
Okay.
And then once I get to the point where I can't move it, like I'm like, nope, stuck, you hold it for 10 more seconds.
Wow.
And so it's so good for joints because you're not using your joints.
I need that.
There's so low, like the impact isn't there because you're moving it so slow. But it goes deep into the muscle tissue in a way that when you're just doing like regular movements, you don't get that deep. You're using all the other smaller muscles because they have to be recruited to get the movement going that slow. And it takes, if you do it correctly, which I still have, I'm still figuring out my numbers, so I'm not 100% yet. But once I figure out my numbers, I only do it once a week because the recovery there's so much recovery is needed. If you do it again soon, you'll fuck yourself up. I mean, it's not.
I'm gonna have to look that up. So that's not what I was thinking of when you said that.
And there's a book. I purchased it. There's some articles online about it, but it's not popular. Like, it's been out for like 30 years. It's been out for a long time. And super simple, but I think because no one makes money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's often these programs, because if you can make money, then they're popular. But the fact that like Marcus, he has shoulder issues like you do, but he hasn't had the surgeries. And his joints are fucked, So he has some hip stuff too that he got because of the military.
Does he have arthritis? I have that.
Not yet.
Oh, in my joints.
Not yet. He's starting to develop it in his hand. But that he has it in his family now too. So, it doesn't require any joint work. Like it allows him just to focus on the muscles and only to your ability. Like, so it doesn't matter, who cares if you can't do a lot of weight? It doesn't matter. It's getting to that burn where then you hold it. I mean, I'm like cussing. I haven't been able to accomplish it in 2 or 3 of my movements, and I'm like cussing storm in the gym. I'm so mad.
Well, I know working out, they always say that to do the movement slowly, and
Right.
somehow I tend to just want to do it quick, like when I was bench pressing or something.
Oh, for sure. Well, it's easier. When you do it slowly, But I think the recovery, they say that is almost as important as the actual movement. All right, I'm going to invite you to a new position.
Okay.
So this time I'm going to invite you to kind of curl into me. You can have your head on my thigh or like on my chest, but kind of going to either one side.
Okay.
And then whichever shoulder is on my body side, you can kind of put it, well, we'll figure it out. If you put your head on my thigh, it'll just kind of be curled like a ball. Or if you choose to put your head like on my belly, you might need to bring your arm around behind my back. We'll see.
Okay, yeah.
So which direction do you feel?
Either one.
Is like
I
the
guess
shoulders
just do
okay?
that. Yeah. Well, probably what might happen is I can't stay in position for too long.
Okay, so this shoulder is gonna, if you want to bring your arm through here and just like, yeah.
Okay.
There you go. This is more intimate or less intimate than full body cuddle.
I didn't know Marcus was a veteran. Did you just mention it?
Yeah, he's Army.
That's what I was.
He was in intelligence, so he went to the Defense Language School.
Oh.
And it was a mistake. The whole thing. I get angry for him. So he was in his master's PhD program, and he was getting kind of tired of school. He has admitted to me, he was like, I needed to prove myself as a man. Like, what the fuck, man? Because you're already like, you're in your PhD program. Like, just finish your degree. He's like, no, I was tired of school. I wanted to do something with my body, right?
Well, did he come in as an officer?
He had the option, but he's like, no. I know, he's so stupid because he didn't want that responsibility, right? Because he didn't want responsibility. What he wanted was to be like a carpenter. He wanted something manual to be like, I'm gonna work with my body. So he's such a dum-dum. Okay, so he tells his, at the time, girlfriend, fiance, he's like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this thing. And she's like, oh, okay, interesting. So then she runs the recruiter, right? She signs up without telling him. Comes home and says, hey, I signed up for the Army.
What?
Yes, I know.
Before he did.
And then hold on, he was just thinking about. Okay, he also says he was gonna sign up for the Army to get away from her. Okay, hold on. So he's like, how do I break up with her? I can't. I'll just join the Army.
Well, if they both join the service, if they're not married, chances are very slim they'd get stationed at the same.
Hold on, it's the worst case scenario.
I have a similar story.
So what happens next is he's like, now he feels trapped. Oh shoot, she signed up. Now if he felt obligated, right? Because this is his first girlfriend, first serious relationship. I think he felt like he owed her his life in some very bizarre way. So now he was trying to get away from her. Now he can't. Now he has to sign up, right? Because he said this and he feels like responsible that she did. So then he goes and signs up. And he takes a test, whatever. And they said, oh, he's like, I just want something super simple. Well, he's like Mensa level. Like, he's like smart. He's like valedictorian in his high school. Like, he's a smart guy. So they're like, no, you're too smart for those things. And she's like super smart too, right? So So I said, no, you're gonna go into what is it? No, it's what is it called though? Interrogation, right?
Oh.
He's an interrogation actually.
Interpreter or
So
interrogation?
interpret eventually, like
Okay.
so it was interrogation, then it was interpret, then language school, right? So he goes, okay, well, I want to learn Japanese, right? Because I guess he could choose. And so she said she wanted to learn Korean, and she goes and tells the officer, put him on Korean too.
Wow.
So now he's so stuck. He's in the language he hates. Hates it. He hates it. He learns languages very
To
easily.
me, like they would be very similar, but I don't know.
So no, so now he's stuck with her, and he's, of course, I think he got married because of all this. He marries her, he's stuck with her. Hates everything about it. He learns languages very easily, but he chose to flunk out of Korean. Like he was the last in his class. Like he did not care. And
So did they learn another language?
No, he was still with Korean. He just barely, like, and we now will go to a Korean restaurant or whatever, and I'm like, what is this saying? He's like, I don't remember. But he got out of the military. He spent his time. He got out, and of course he's like, well, I wanted them to pay for my education. I'm like, dude, you would have figured it out. You would have paid it another way, but. And so now he's broken. His body is like.
Well, I was gonna get to that eventually. So, does he have a service-connected disability?
He's
you don't
right
have to
now
elaborate,
40%,
but
and he right now is gonna pay a company to help him get to higher percentage.
So, okay, a couple things about that. One, and I just recently learned this. I just read it online like a week ago that those companies, that's illegal. I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
Because I do know some people that went through those companies. But secondly, and more importantly, is they charge. It's ridiculous.
$2,000 to $4,000.
Or more than that, way more than that.
They're
if they get him whatever he
and
gets
not a
on
percentage.
back pay,
He does.
Now, Marcus will have to do the legwork. He'll just guide him, tell him what he needs to do.
Most of these companies, they tell him what to do,
Yeah,
and he pays them for them to take him step by step through the
Right.
process.
I mean, if he's only gonna pay 4,000 or 5,000, then yeah, that's good. But I've heard of companies taking 30, 40,000. But yeah, and my friend Joe, he's got like a 90 percent rate of people that got to 100.
No way. Okay, give me that contact.
Yeah, well, I'll gladly do it. And yeah,
Does he
100
have
is.
doctors he recommends too? Because I think Marcus is also a little bit lost.
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I know a lot of it have to do through the VA. Like, if Marcus hasn't come to the VA in years, then it's going to be a little more difficult now to say, well, I have this, and this in the military. So he's going to have to start going to the VA and seeing doctors about his various ailments. And
because his company also has
they have their own
doctors that
whatever those letters are called. I forget what it is. But
and then they force those doctors pretty much
well,
do their bidding. I guess I don't know.
I mean, I don't know if he's locked in a contract already. There's not much you can do. Then maybe just try working with Joe, and if he's not getting where he wants to be quick enough or something, then go back to the company. But let me tell you, the 100%. That's where
unreal.
Yeah, that's where all the benefits come in. So it's not just the money. It's then you get free dental. You don't get that as a retiree.
I mean, you don't have to pay property taxes.
No property tax.
It's crazy.
Your children's college is paid for.
Oh my goodness.
What else? There's so many.
It's so crazy.
So many benefits.
And that's what he's gonna try to. He love the extra 4,000 a month.
Yeah.
He said, I think I made a mistake, and I said, oh, 5. He goes, no, it's not 5, it's 4. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. It's still a lot of
That's
money.
tax-free, and like you said, the property tax, yeah, that's, you know, you haven't been to our house at all, right?
I
Where the
haven't.
gym is, so that house, plus she bought it a couple years back, the interest rate was 2.75, you know, now it's like,
Oh yeah,
what,
7.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, for shits and giggles one time, I just said, if we were paying today's interest rate and we had to pay taxes, we couldn't even afford that house.
No way.
The mortgage would be almost $6,000 a month.
Whoa.
But yeah, well, it's so. I don't know if you know this area. I didn't. It was kind of a surprise when Joe took us there. She wanted to live in the country somewhere. She wanted, you know, not
Yeah.
right next to the neighbors,
Right.
like all these new places are. And so we looked at some really beautiful places in the hill country, but I didn't want to drive over an hour to go
Medical
to
appointments.
medical appointments or shopping or whatever. So we did look at a few of those, and then Joe found us this place, and this is amazing. So you're in the middle of the medical center. I don't know if you know where Hebner and Babcock is.
They have those big lots over there.
Oakland Estates, it's called. So just before you get to Babcock, you take this right turn, and 2 blocks up, and it's like you're in the country. Everybody
Yeah,
has
it's
huge
unbelievable.
lots.
Huge
There's some
lots.
mansions in there. So we have the best of both worlds.
It's
It
perfect.
really worked
There
out
are
good.
pockets of San Antonio that are like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then lots of trees, even
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mature trees.
We're on 1.25 acre,
Wow.
and it has, you know, automatic gate.
How much was your home at the when you bought it?
850,000.
Okay,
It
that's
was,
pricey.
yeah, it was way above my budget, what I wanted to get, but we weren't married yet at the time, and so that was her house. You know, I bought that one in
Oh.
Converse,
Okay.
but
This is her home,
then
though,
we-
don't you?
yeah, well, and then we ended up getting married at the house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it has a pool. Yeah, it's neat. You guys need to come by one time.
Okay.
So
I'm
one,
gonna
I can show
switch-
you the gym, and yeah.
I'm gonna switch
so what-
positions. Are you okay?
Okay.
I'll let you know before I switch.
Okay.
I'm gonna spoon you.
Okay.
I don't know if we've ever done that. Have we ever done that?
Yeah.
I think
we
not.
did that.
And what I'm gonna do to get there is support your own head when I move my leg, and I'll put it behind you, and then I'll scoot behind you, and then you put your head on my arm. Cool.
Mhm. So now-
I will use the pillow for my own.
So now my house in Converse,
Bring your head down a little bit.
we're Airbnb-ing that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and-
How's that business?
It's great. I mean, this month is slow, but it tends to be that way. And but here's the neat part. So when I bought the house, and you know, Joe took me to that one, and one of the things that I liked about it right away, and so did Joe. Well, one, it's a corner lot that had these 2 nice big palm trees in the yard. So, and I like the tropical look. But anyway, then the house, you had the main house, and then the guy that had it built had a mother-in-law suite
Oh, I love that.
attached to the back. But it's a complete apartment, 2-bedroom, kitchen,
Oh,
living
wow.
area, bathroom, full bath, kitchenette, and
Wow.
its own side entrance,
Okay.
and its own heating and AC unit. So immediately I furnished that and started an Airbnb with the apartment on the back while I was living in the house. And then when I moved out, now we added the front, so it's 2 Airbnbs in one. Yeah, so it's that's really worked out good. But yeah, about speaking of which, I don't want to change the subject, but I was going to ask you. So, do you still have the other house, or?
So that house is Carlos's house, and I broke up with him at the end of May.
Oh, well,
And that's why I'm not there.
okay.
And yeah, that relationship, I needed to move on. It's hard. But it seemed like what he wanted from the relationship, he wasn't getting it. And what I wanted, I don't know, like the compatibility changed. Like we weren't as compatible. So yeah, so like he was great, and I I like working there, but that's not a reason to stay with someone.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know why, but when you wrote that, uh, whatever, that you broke up with somebody or moved on, and for some reason I thought that that you stayed with Carlos and broke up with Marcus,
Oh,
but it
yeah.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think I've ever met Marcus.
I don't think so.
I've met Carlos,
Yeah,
and yeah, he always seemed a little arrogant or something. Is the word. I mean, I don't know, and I don't like to judge
police
people.
officer, you know. I mean,
Well, I remember that too, but
they have to have that very competent,
yeah.
bossy air about them.
So,
And I think you actually kind of look a little like Marcus. I mean, he has like facial hair like you, and he has
yeah, well, I've seen
the
pictures and
pictures,
everything,
yeah.
yeah, but
And he's a little shorter than Carlos, and I think he's shorter than me. Yeah, he's a much more. See, I would say Carlos is kind of laid back, but he's a little brainy, but
well,
he's just
important thing is that you're
more
happy.
introverted.
Yeah,
He's more like he's not going to be the life of the party. He's not going to be making jokes.
and I can kind of, I gather that from the pictures for some reason.
Yeah. And yeah, he's and I would say this about Carlos too. Both these guys were crazy about me. But I need at this time in my life, I really need someone that's is willing to accept me for how I want to be and who I am. And as much as I say Carlos did, he also struggled very deeply with, like, if I want to have a relationship, like things that okay, obvious,
It would
that
be
are hard for
difficult,
anybody.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not asking for, I know I'm asking for something that traditionally is unheard of, but still, I'm asking for it. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. We're not compatible. It's okay. Now, Marcus, he struggles a little bit, but he goes to therapy every week. Like he's constantly reading books and like processing and thinking about it. And I have more boundaries with him, and that's what I need. I need someone who's like, okay, I'm gonna do the work, and I'm gonna take responsibility for my feelings and not put them on you, and can handle conflict a little better. Yeah, and I need someone who's able to really handle themselves. Who's educated.
So when you were talking about Marcus, the situation with his fiance at the time, about worst case scenario. So when I first joined the army, I was 17, and I was here at Fort Sam,
Okay.
and so all the medical gets trained here. So back then, the ratio of women and men was 9-1. Yeah, so for the guy, that was like paradise, and Fort Sam was crazy.
No, so you say 9 women to 1 man?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And medical field.
Yeah, for sure.
And Fort Sam, it was an open post, and just crazy stuff going on. And anyway, I was only there just barely a month, and I was at this club down the hill, and I look over, and this girl is looking at me, and she's sitting at a table with like 4 other guys playing quarters, sitting on one guy's lap, but she kind of was looking at me too. And for me, it was like love at first sight. She was like the way, like the my taste of the women, So we, at some point, she got up, and we talked, or went outside the building, and next thing I know, we're kissing. And so she said those were just guys from her class, she wasn't dating any of them. But so I think it was, I don't know, it may have been even that night. We ended up in my barracks room, and yeah, it just got real intense real quick, and I was, like I
Was that
said,
against
in
the rules
love.
at the time? bringing a girl to the barracks.
It was against the rules, but they didn't really
Honor it.
enforce it or whatever. Now, yeah, it's just way strict up there. But so we started getting serious, and we were always seeing each other, and then this is like I don't know, 4 months into it. One day, out of the blue, this guy from her class says, "Hey, Tony, did Lisa tell you she's getting married this weekend?"
Oh my god.
And I was like, "The hell are you talking about?" And so or he said, "Yeah, her fiance is coming." So I asked her, and she said, real awkwardly, "Yes, we were high school sweethearts, and we were engaged or whatever." And he's in the army. He's stationed at Fort Bragg. He was airborne. And so I said, "So are you serious? He's coming down. You're getting married?" She says, "Yes, but." I said, "No, but that's it. I can't. I can't see you anymore." I was heartbroken. But so he,
How
I
old
guess,
was she?
oh, she was 18. I was 17. She was 18. We were both young,
Wow.
just joined the army, and so
She should
I
not
guess
be getting married.
I left. I went to see my uncle in Dallas. He lived because I just had to be away from there. The chance of me even running into them.
Gosh, yeah.
So I get back Sunday, and Sunday night, knock, knock, knock. There's a knock at my door, and it's her. And I was like, what are you doing here? Aren't you married?" And she just uh, hugs me and starts kissing me, and yeah. So, well, I gave in pretty quick,
Yes.
pretty easily, but this was a dilemma for me.
Of course.
And we continued to see each other then, and he's up there at Fort Bragg, and yeah, they're married. She's gonna eventually, when she was done with her school, be stationed up there with him. And
What, is she in the military?
she was.
Okay.
And
That's what
so I was from Germany, so I wanted to get stationed in Germany. That's what I told the recruiter. And so I called DA branch and asked if they had some in Germany. They said, "Well, not right now. You still have some time. Give us a call, maybe once a month or whatever." So I called more than once a month times, and they said, "No, we don't have anything yet." And they finally they said, "Well, we have an assignment for you. It's not Germany. It's Fort McClellan, Alabama." I was like, "What?" And so I get there.
Don't tell me she's there.
I know. So
Okay.
she went to Fort Bragg. I
Oh,
get
okay.
there, and right after I get there, they said, "Oh, the unit you're assigned to is deactivating." So they said, "You can call branch and see if you can get another assignment." So again, I'm calling every week, Germany, nothing. And finally they say, "Okay, we found you an assignment." I was like, "Yes, Germany." No, Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
No.
Of all the army bases,
No.
I was like, yeah, worst case scenario. And so, yeah, I go up there, and she's meeting me at the reception station.
She's meeting you?
Yeah, the first thing. And then,
How'd you know you were gonna be there?
well, I guess I told her.
Oh, you told me.
And then,
Something you did. Okay.
she would every few days come to my barracks with some laundry. She told her husband she's doing laundry. Anyway, and that's.
Did you get in trouble?
No, they ended up getting divorced, and we got married. And,
Oh, you married her?
and that's the mother of my first son.
Oh.
And everybody told me she's gonna do the same thing to you, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So.
How long were you married?
Actually, married only 18 months.
Okay.
But yeah,
And
so I just thought of that one.
got her pregnant during those 18 months or before?
During, so my son was born, and then I finally did end up in Germany, and they came after.
Okay.
But yeah, she messed around so many times.
Do you know where she's at now? I mean,
Yeah. Actually,
are you friends?
ironically, now
Yeah.
it took many years, but yeah, now she's real like she has psychological issues. I mean, it's not something like real bad, but like she just talks about stuff that I can only take her for so long.
How many marriages does she have?
Since then she was married one more time,
Okay.
but she had a child from him. They got divorced, and then now she's living with. This was her high school, not the first husband. He actually died in a motorcycle accident.
Really?
But now she's dating the other boy she liked in high school, and they've been living together.
She's
for
dating
years.
him now?
But they're living together.
But she knew them from high school?
Yeah. They reconnect. But when she got out, she moved back to Tampa, her hometown.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's wild. Now your son, her son, is he married?
No, he's a single parent.
Okay.
He got custody of my grandbaby, and she's going to be 17 in
Which
a few
one?
more months. My granddaughter.
What?
That was the youngest one I had. But now,
Oh
my
goodness.
wife, her daughter has a baby who's going to be 2.
But you have a 17-year-old grandchild? I did not realize.
That makes me feel old.
That's possible.
I mean, I was 19 when my son was born.
Your son go to the military?
No.
Does he show any signs of being like his mother?
Not really. No.
That's good. I think it's after you more, I guess.
Well,
It's a long story.
he's a responsible kid.
A kid.
Yeah.
He's 40 though.
He just turned 38.
Okay.
They were here Christmas. First time they were all here. That was pretty neat.
He never remarried?
No.
Or never got married? Okay. Alright, we need a position.
Okay.
But I haven't decided which one. Hold on. Let me think. Is there anything that you are like really wanting to make sure you experience?
Whatever you want to do for the video, because I know you got to go, and I'm
so
just enjoying it, so I'm gonna.
I'll do the
set up
typical.
actual-
I don't think I've done this one. It's the very typical one where so you can go on your back, you're flat on your back, so you don't mess up your shoulders or anything, and then I'll bring myself close up to you, like on your side.
Yeah, we did that before.
And then you'll need a pillow for the neck.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Is that your neck okay?
Like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the military is hard on marriages, period.
Gosh, I can't imagine.
Like sometimes people get married, like they call them contract marriages, so it's just for convenience, like either that they can stay together for a little while longer or to get that extra money, those kind of things.
So Marcus's story gets funnier. So after, his wife, right, first marriage, she's being, taken up here or there, whatever. At some point, I think she was in Yugoslavia, Serbia, I don't know, one of those countries, and she, sent a postcard, because back then you didn't have cell phones, right? You didn't have email, didn't have email. Postcard from like Yugoslavia. Oh, I'm hanging out with this photographer guy. Things like that. He's so angry, right? So she never would call him. Like, it'd be like months before you hear from her. So I guess from what I understand, she accuses him of abuse.
Marcus or the other guy?
She does. Accuses Marcus of abuse.
It's the military.
To be able to like get out or
Yeah.
to be able to do something, whatever, and it's not true. And she gets whatever, she gets something. So
He gets in big trouble.
So he didn't get. I guess he was able to prove. I don't know something. He was fine. He got out of the military because of like emotional distress or something.
Mhm.
So, like he only did 4 years. But in that time, he breaks up with her, and he hasn't seen his wife in like how many months. It doesn't even matter. He doesn't even know where she's at. He meets another woman at a bookstore. And he hasn't had sex in like forever, never. And they hit it off. And he's like, well, pretty much, out of the relationship now, it's over. So he hooks up with her and, fun, very sexual, whatever. He's having a good time. She's like super introverted. So she's very different. Oh, I'm sorry, the first wife was from Germany as well.
All right.
So like she's like totally German blonde, you know, a little bit very harsh, very like clean, very like his mother, right? So nice. So the second one, she's like bohemian or something very different, and so he's with her. And then I don't know how long it took, but they decide, and she's young, so he's probably like 20, 27. She's like 19, 20, maybe like 7 years younger. She decides she wants to go into the he's at the Air Force, I think.
Not the
Wait,
Marines.
hold on. Which is the water one, the submarine
Navy.
one? The Navy. She wants to go to the Navy.
I can never be in a submarine.
But she tells Marcus, the one way that I can be landlocked or I can stay on land is if I'm married. So
Well, even that doesn't guarantee it.
well,
But
somehow they figured it out at that time. I don't remember that she didn't have to go on one submarine. But she wanted to be the Navy. He's not gonna tell her no. So he's like, I must support her dreams. So he agrees to marry her. She joins the Navy, and like he's trying to support her. He got out of the army right now. He's out. They get married. And he said, well, I'll support you. So she gets stationed at Whidbey Island, right? So now he's living on Whidbey Island. He has no career. He's no job or nothing. He's married. He's supporting this woman.
how is he? Oh, why would he be supporting her? She's the military.
Well, like not supportive, but like you know,
Oh, like
she would come home
emotionally
from
or-
work and she'd be like, "Where's dinner?" Right? She expected
yeah.
everything to be ironed, everything to be washed. He could get a part-time job. He was working as a florist, you know, like he was like looking for anything on Whidbey Island because what else is he gonna do, right? So he's doing like all like the housewife girl duties, and she's very demanding. And but like he's like, you know, I really did love her, but she's so young, right? She's like 19, 20, right? She's so young, and he's much older.
Well, it's not that bad.
7 years, but like,
years.
but I'm saying like he had already had life experience about this, and she's like, no, I've been doing therapy since I've been 10 years old. Like he's like, she acted so mature, and he's like telling me like she can just do everything, like what's the right thing to say, and the relationship didn't work. He got depressed because he kind of lost his compass. So then he started to gain weight, and he was just really depressed. And she's like, "You're going on." She says, "How are you gonna be?" She's like, "I'm not sure I signed up for this." Right? So that
I mean, I chuckled, not laughing at him, but the situation. Yeah,
yes,
I've seen it.
yes, because he got depressed. You know, like what was all that for? All the military, like he completely lost, and he's doing this for another woman. So he gets divorced. And she said, no, we can be friends, you know. He's like, okay, we'll be friends. And he'd call her every month. And she had to like, oh my gosh, she didn't want to talk to him. So he's hurt. Now his feelings are hurt because she didn't want to be friends. He leaves both marriages, he walks away with nothing, right? And like he didn't like, every time he left stuff, hey, will you mail my stuff? And they're like, oh yeah, I'll mail your stuff. And never does. Like, like crazy shit like this, right? Like old journals, like stuff that's like valuable. So now he's completely lost, and he goes off to Germany to teach English. He gains 130 pounds, so now he's 300 pounds at the height of 5'7". Right? Completely lost, and decides in that time like that he's gonna be a hermit. He's never gonna be in a relationship again. He's gonna learn how to be completely on his own. And he meets me 20 years later. Actually, I think he'll have a lot to talk about because of
Yeah, like
we
I
both
said,
speak Deutsch.
I didn't know he was.
And
a
you were
veteran.
raised in Deutschland.
Yeah.
That'd be great to be able to. I think it'd be
Cool.
cool to introduce you. And now you know he's still really hit work. Because the thing is, his dad eventually jumps in and rescues him because he's also retired from army. And is like, you need a job. I'm gonna get you a job. So he helps him get into ammo.
Oh.
So he starts up in Oklahoma, blowing things up. And then they realize, oh, you're kind of smart. Again. So then they put him in Sharp. And they send him to Iowa. He does Sharp for a long time. comes here to San Antonio to do sharp, but now admin. And they're like, we're gonna move you up to GS 13. That's what he was hoping for. But it became, he's like, I can't handle the stories anymore. I can't handle the abuse. He's like, I have to get out. So he took some medical leave, and we're gonna close down your position anyway. So they're looking for a job for him forever. Last year, a year and a half now. And now he's in logistics and hates it.
That's what I did, medical logistics.
Medical logistics. He
Yeah.
hates it so much. He's trying to get to Germany. Not this year, but next year. So next year he wants to finish on his retirement in Germany. So that's what. So I might move with him. That's the plan.
Interesting. We actually have a lot of common.
I know. So what it made? So I don't know what's your GS? What was your GS?
Well, medical logistics I did in the military,
Oh, okay.
and then I worked as a contractor. But then years later, I got picked up by the VA, but not in logistics. That's what I thought I was going to do.
Okay.
I was a rehab specialist. I helped homeless veterans find jobs. So I did that for.
Well, he would love to do that job.
Really?
He wants to do.
Well,
he wants to do like.
Of what you just told me,
education and stuff.
of what you just told me though, the same thing would happen to him that happened to me. So for 6 years, it was great. It was rewarding. I loved what I did, and then it just got to me. They moved me to the substance abuse center here, and so my workload picked up. I had to, talk to everyone that came through there, but we would start with this in-depth. It's called a psychosocial analysis, like a 2-hour interview, and all of a sudden it was like every story somehow reminded me of me because it went all the way back to childhood.
Oh no!
And so I started tearing up when I'm hearing these people talking, and so I told my boss, and then they determined I couldn't do the job anymore, and same thing, they tried to find me a job for a year and couldn't, and they let me go, but they said I had the option to put in for medical retirement, and I did, but it took a year and a half to finally get approved. That year and a half, I had no idea. So.
Were you employed during that year and a half? Like, did you
No,
go to a job?
no,
Okay.
no. I was looking, and then I was depressed. Same thing.
Wow.
That was when I went to
How many
Camp Hope.
years? Yeah, how many years were you in
With the VA?
civilian? As a civilian.
As a civilian at that time, it would have been like 14 years.
Okay, he said
But
that.
it was 7 years I was with the VA,
Oh wow.
and it was funny because I got the medical retirement approved like a month after I got out of Camp Hope, and then the next month is when I got it's called individual unemployability, but it's the same benefits as 100%. So yeah, back to back, and then
Wow, your life changed
then-
radically.
then life got weird, but yeah, so I can relate to what he's going through.
Wow, impressed.
So so you asked about the GS. So I was GS 9, about to get GS 11, but yeah, so.
So your retirement was a little less, because you retired, you get a percentage of what you retired at.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a blessing because after 7 years, you wouldn't even get a retirement at the VA.
Oh gosh.
So I got, and ironically, that retirement check is more than I get from my military because my ex-wife gets almost half of that.
Your ex-wife is your youngest?
Yeah, my second wife. Because
that's recent.
If you're, well, no, it's been a while too, but if you're married for at least 10 years and you're in the military those 10 years, then she's entitled to, and of course she took hers.
Like enlisted or like
Either one.
or a civilian or government employee?
Oh, well, enlisted.
Enlisted, okay. That she gets for
I
life?
don't know if they have it. Well, here's the catch, and this is where my current wife is so pissed at her for doing this. So if she were to remarry, she would lose that.
Oh, right, of course.
So she refuses to get remarried. She's been dating this guy for 15 years, and I'm like,
just for that little bit of money,
How much is
it
it?
makes no. Well, it's like almost $700
Are you serious? A month?
a month.
She
But she would have more benefits being married. You know,
my
yeah, it's stupid.
She just wants to fuck with you.
Yeah, it was. Well, she was very bitter. You know, I got stationed in Honduras, remember, and I fell in love with a Honduran. So yeah, she was really bitter about that to this day, I think.
Well, if I were her husband, I would be concerned. Like, can you let that guy go?
Right? That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Yeah, it's like 25 after.
Yeah.
You said. I mean, this was great.
We could just talk and catch up. So yeah, I definitely need to introduce you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
well,
yes.
like I said,
If you
guys
do
come
you
by
want-
one day.
Do you want us to? Well, I don't mind meeting your wife if you're comfortable with that, but I don't know how you want to do it. Did you want it to be like kind of a
Yeah, I would just
hangout or just like?
introduce you as friends.
Of course, but do you want? How would you work best with you? Like to come over and like chit chat, or like just come see the place and leave, or what would be?
Well, come and see, but she's real social, and you know, she'll talk. You guys probably would hit it off right away.
Like come and have like hang out, or would you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just play it by ear. You guys come by, I'll show you the gym and introduce you, and yeah, you guys probably become friends. She's she's really.
And what would you want her to know about our?
Well, that's
And
that.
I
have to know.
respect. I
It's
respect
funny.
whatever you tell me.
It's funny because I had this girlfriend in Germany. This was right after my first divorce, and now she was young. She was 16, but I was like 22 or something. But I fell in love with this one, right? I mean, head over heels.
You fall in love easily.
I guess. And so we were dating for like I don't know, 4 months, and then yeah, she left me for someone, and I was really heartbroken about that. But so one time when I went to Germany, a few years after that, you know, just to visit, we connected. I visited her, but you know, nothing happened or whatever, and I was hoping it would. And then then she got married. So yeah, then she shut off all contact.
Sure.
And you know, they had 3 kids, and they got divorced, and then she started dating this German guy. And I remember on Facebook I would see, you know, postings, and one time I wrote her and I said, you know, hey, I'm coming to Germany or something. You know, could I visit? Or she's like, no, I don't think my boyfriend would like that. And so I left it alone. Well, years later, out of the blue, I get this message from her on WhatsApp, and she says her daughter, who's mixed, was born there, but a U.S. citizen because her father was a GI, is joining the Air Force, and so she's going to be here for training. And she, I right away I said, well, yeah, you'd be welcome to stay, because she wanted to be here for graduation. So she came, and her boyfriend, and yeah, same thing. We were like, well, how would we introduce you as, you know, to your wife or whatever, or her to her boyfriend? And so I said, well, we worked at McDonald's together back then. It was my second job.
That's funny.
And that's where I met her actually. And I said, we'll just go with that story. And so they came here, and man, her boyfriend is cool as hell, and he hit it off with my wife, and now we're all like best friends. But yeah, it's funny.
So I mean, yeah, you get to decide. You don't have to decide right now, but just let me know. Because she'd probably be curious. Well, how do you guys know each other? And then
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
tell me what you want to say. Can I give a big hug?
Of course. This was great. Just catching up.
I wanted to keep it simple. So
Yeah.
And I'll let the people know, our viewers. I don't even know who's watching.
Oh, there he goes. So, the session is finishing. I'm all like, you can see in my face, it's like all like oxytocin. So grateful for Tony's help to kind of demonstrate another very simple session. This, just had like 3 different positions, so it kept it very simple for you all. And there's a lot of talking. And again, I don't know how much you all heard, because of, I don't know, I'm like a little worried if some of those things probably is definitely not for the public. But I think the piece about the talking I wanted to address. So in the sessions, one of my rules, I guess I call them, is if you talk, I talk, and if you don't talk, I don't talk. So in this case, Tony and I had some catching up to do, so we got to like share life and relationships and all of that, and people, the loves in our life, and that felt really good. But in a session, it can be completely quiet too, so that's there too. So you say goodbye. Bye,
All right.
everyone.